Hello everybody and welcome back to another Genshin Impact video, and I wanted to go over in this video who is the most useful 4-star. But before we get into this video, you guys please subscribe, it really helped me out a lot, and let's get back into the video. So I'm not going to be including Bennett or Kujosara in here because I feel like that's just unfair. Like, it is straight up buffing, whereas these are actual support characters and they have utility. I'm gonna mainly be looking at Diona, Xingqiu, and Shangling. I would say a couple honorable mentions would be like Sucrose and Rosaria, mainly because Sucrose can raise the EM of your characters, and if you're doing reactions, that is almost an insane ability, especially for pyro characters. And Rosaria can just straight up raise your crit rate to 15%. By 15%, which can make so many team comps flow easily and can offset your artifact luck. So let's go over Diona first. Diona is a character that, well, she's basically the only 4-star shield user that works well. Thoma is coming out. I have a feeling that Thoma won't be as good as Diona, but we can see. So Diona, she's able to not only provide a shield, but since her shield is quite weak compared to other characters, or other characters meaning Zhongli, but compared to other characters, her shield is quite weak considering it's only 13%, and when you look at Zhongli's at level 10 is only 23%. So there is a big jump between Diona and Zhongli's shield. But what she does to offset that is she heals you. Healing is not that good of an ability, mainly because if you're running Zhongli or Diona, because even though Diona's shield is weaker, most of the time when it breaks, if you're using Sacrificial Bow like I do, you can just reapply it. There's no real need. Only in this Spiral Abyss have I really relied on this thing. So that's Diona, and I use a 4-piece Noblesse on her. You could use Maiden Beloved for healing, but I'd rather get the extra attack bonus for 20%. Elemental burst damage really doesn't matter. Now to Xingqiu. Xingqiu just got one of his best artifact sets that he could have gotten. Because this artifact set offsets the fact that he has to have super high energy recharge for his ult, because it's 80. And you're able to do 2 of those with Sacrificial Sword, and you just get immediate gratification of having his ult right back up. The only problem is that this does have low base attack. Yeah, it does have low base attack for a 4-star in general, because if you come over here and look at Shangling's, also a level 80 out of 80, it's at 497, so it's quite low base attack for a 4-star in general too, but it is still one of his best. And if this was 100%, then it would be a guaranteed this is the best sword for him. But as of now, if you're running Raiden, you can try and run this with its higher base attack of 608. But there's no real benefit right now because even Raiden cannot sustain Xingqiu that much or very well. Also, another thing I would like to point out is these characters get a lot from their constellations. I'll go over Diona's constellation. I'll go over all of their constellations at the end, but Xingqiu is every pyro character's best friend other than Yoimiya, which honorable mention, I guess, C6 official, C6 official, not any other official. She's a good main DPS, but that's not useful because there's a lot of main DPSs. If we ever got a cryo version of Xingqiu, then pyro characters would literally dominate the meta of the game, because there's no other reaction like Melt where you have 2 times the damage. Pyro characters would dominate the game more than they already do. And the reason why they already do is because they have a character like Xingqiu to help them out, with also one of the strongest reactions of Vaporize with 1.5 times damage. And Xingqiu can actually regenerate character HP, but you wouldn't build him for that. But 6% of 11,000 is a decent amount of HP. Or I think right now I get 1,000, or not, a little under 1,000. I get 900 something, but it is pretty good. Xingqiu gains 20% Hydro damage bonus, and it's also damage reduction. 20% of Xingqiu's Hydro damage bonus will be converted into additional damage reduction. It'll end up being an extra 13% damage reduction, and that helps out a lot. and that helps out a lot when dealing with one hits. But now for Shangling, her kit isn't built right now, but I was using her. The reason why I have Shangling in here is because the amount of damage she does as like the best pyro support for reverse melt possibly. She's that useful where she's reverse pyro support, or she's reverse melt support. One of the only characters in the game that can do that. Toma is going to get added. I believe that Shangling will honestly get out of the top 3 here when Toma gets added, because Toma will be another shield user, because shields are still the best in the game. Like, I don't care that they're gonna have enemies that are breaking shields, okay? Shangling, her multipliers on the Pyronado is amazing. So, and then you have Guoba. That's not that good, because Guoba, he can only stay in one place, and if he gets moved to like across the map, or you used him across the map and then all the enemies spawned on the left side of the map, yeah, Guoba is not going to be that good, and since his cooldown is 12 seconds, yeah. The duration is 10 seconds at C0. We'll go over her constellations in a little bit, but the swing damage and the Pyronado damage, it is insane how much damage you do, because these happen in quick succession. So this could end up being like 500% around there. This ends up being like around 500%, to where Shangling is doing that much damage, and then she has a circle going around doing like 230% here. It's very good. I've seen it hit 15k to 40k, like 15k no reactions, 40k like I think it was melt. Shangling, she is one of the strongest pyro appliers in the game. I think, honestly, no, she is the strongest pyro applier in the game, because if you're using like Staff of Homo on her, which I've used her with a full built kit, I just don't have her fully built anymore. I wasn't using Crimson Witch, I just leave these pieces on her for no reason. Guoba, I'm not too big of a fan of Guoba, but I do understand, like, he does do a lot of damage, because this goes up to like 300-ish%, because this goes up by a lot if you level it up. And then this is like her, just, if she uses this, like, you just watch everybody die around you because of it. This ability is so strong. It is able to hit to like upwards of 40k from what I've seen. So yeah, you can increase your own attack by doing this by 10%, so she works pretty well. And then there's multiple ways to build her. If you're going for damage on her, then you go full 4-piece, you go full 4-piece Severed Fate. If you want to go for a support, then you go with 4-piece Noblesse Oblige, where she can give upwards of 30% attack, including the Guoba thing. So I guess we're done talking about the characters themselves. Now let's get into their constellations. Let's start off with Diona. So this will give Diona 15 energy on when her ult is like 80 cost. So that is quite a good buff, because she does need a lot of energy, and Icy Paws does generate energy also. This part is really good, 15% extra damage absorption, and this is probably a weak point of her. C3 is her ult rather than her E skill. But if we just go down a little bit more with the radius, so if you were to use a main DPS Diona for whatever reason, I guess aim shots, there you go. This constellation lets her scale towards Zhongli with at maximum 15%, which is quite good. This is a really good support constellation for characters like Hu Tao and Diluc, or even Shangling. Elemental Mastery does help out quite a lot. And it will also heal you up faster if you are below 50%. Now, Xingqiu, I feel like, probably gets the most like effectiveness out of his constellations between all of these characters. So Xingqiu gets another rain sword, which Xingqiu gets an additional rain sword, which will allow him to take an additional hit and heal you, because every single time you get hit and it doesn't kill you, it'll heal you the amount. So you'll get even more healing, and you'll be able to take another hit without like having too much damage taken. This is good because extending the duration and also decreasing a Hydro Res for force for 4 seconds by 15%. During this, just helps him do way more damage. It really is like just great for the characters, and this is also to help like him align with more characters and who have like higher durations, whereas the base cooldown or the base duration is 15 seconds. He is at 18 seconds because of that. So 18 seconds, that helps him just also be able to have close to 100% uptime, not 100%. This is really good because, once again, it is this one. This is really good because it's not this one. While you would want it to sort of be this one in some cases, this is like where your damage would be coming from and what you're most going for, because you could technically leave this at level 1 and you would still have the same effectiveness for what Xingqiu's supposed to do, if you just leveled this up to like level 13 in some cases, if you were using a shield user, because really all you're getting is extra damage off this and damage reduction if you get hit, where I don't think this stacks with shields. I think it's just it just works like that. If it does stack with shield, then that's pretty OP, because that will just cover Diona's weakness. But I do not believe it stacks with shields. So this constellation is designed for Spiral Abyss. So you start out with 100% energy on Rain Cutter, you use it, and then you tap E twice, and you do 50% more damage. That is a great constellation to help him just kill more enemies at the beginning, so you take less time during Spiral Abyss. Now this is good just because it gives you higher multipliers, it gives you better damage reduction and all that. This constellation apparently applies double hydro. I have no idea. I really don't know how, but it doesn't say that. But it regenerates 3 energy for Xingqiu, which is another good thing, because that'll help out his 80 cost ult. Which isn't too much of an issue anymore, but it's still kind of annoying, because sometimes I will find myself at like very low, or like a very small point of where Xingqiu needs like a couple energy, like barely any. So for Shangling, she's just gonna mainly go for DPS as like support, a support DPS. So pyro res decrease for 6 seconds. Yeah, that's not really too good because it's Guoba's attacks. If it was Pyronado's attacks, then you would be fine. But Guoba, while he does have a good range, it's kind of not that good at the same time. So this is a DPS passive thing. If you were to use Shangling as a DPS, and then Pyronado, this is great to have at C3, because obviously you want the more damage, because Shangling is a damage support rather than a pyro appliance support, which she kind of is, but she does way too much damage. Like, she just kills everything. This is also good because this increases the duration to 14 seconds with a cooldown of 20 seconds. So that 4 extra seconds will help out quite a lot. And this is fine because it's Guoba. I personally just I don't know, I don't find Guoba doing that much. And this is also good because if you're using Shangling with another pyro character, that means the pyro character is also going to get pyro damage bonus, and she's going to get pyro damage bonus, because all party members, whereas you can go to this and you will find, yes, you will find that it causes nearby party members, well, it says nearby party members, it interesting, includes all party members, gain a not including Yoimiya, whereas this says just party members increase pyro damage. So she's also going to get pyro damage. So she's just doing massive damage. Like this constellation is probably her best constellation to get, C4. And then I would say this is second, this is third. Because while this is good, it's not like these two. So in terms of which one of these three I think is the most useful 4-star, I would have to give it to Xingqiu. While Diona, I do find myself using her a lot, Xingqiu is such a good support for like any pyro character. Even Yoimiya, like Yoimiya is not that good with him, but he can still like help her out quite a lot by helping her do like 50k damage occasionally when Vaporize happens. around like once every combo. She does like the huge big hit of 50k. He heals a little bit. If you were to level him up to like level 90, it would definitely help out a lot. And also if you had a flower leveled up on him other than level 4, that would also help out a lot. And Shangling is just really a DPS support. She's good. Like, she's definitely, like, these three are all interchangeable depending on what teams you use. Because if you're using a Pyro team and you have C6 Shangling, there's like no point in not bringing her. Unless you're using like this team where I just have Ball helping out Yoimiya, so Yoimiya can use her ult, and then Ball can generate 15 energy for Yoimiya, and then Kuchosara can buff Yoimiya and Ball. So yeah, I find Xingqiu, it will be the most useful, because while Shangling, she supports Pyro characters, Xingqiu supports Pyro characters, like an actual support, having interactions with them. And obviously, I want to point this out, these three all support Pyro characters. So guess what? If you want to use this as a team, it's not that bad. I mean, honestly, Diona, Xingqiu, and then Shangling providing the Pyro Resonance, not only that, but also Pyro support for when she is using her Q. It's quite good. Team does function well. I just don't have any of the artifacts to necessarily keep them all on the same team. I have to change artifacts a lot. Okay, so that's going to be it for this video. Make sure to like, subscribe if you did enjoy. Hopefully you found this video informative as to what characters you should probably be raising and what characters are probably going to stay meta, maybe. Or to what characters are probably going to be good in the future comparing to these characters. And yeah, I'll see you guys next time. Bye.